Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to another video, and today I have a big loot video for you. Yes, it's going to be a loot from 10,000 Vyrewatch Sentinels. So, these are combat level 151 and can be found in Darkmeyer. This does require the Sins of the Father quest, which requires all of the other Myroku quests to do so. Quite a lot actually, but it's a method that's got a lot more popular over time. Wasn't as popular when they first came out back in, I think, like June the 4th or something. The quest was released, but a lot of people soon discovered this spot as a good spot to train melee stats, train Slayer, and then pretty much just AFK all day if you want. That's what I did a lot during the kill count in this video. It's 10,000. That is a lot more than I would usually kill of any monster. But yeah, basically how it works is you see the spot I'm killing them in now. There's a bank just a few squares to the north, and then there's an altar just a few squares to the south. So you pretty much just AFK all day here. The way it works is the equipment you make during the Sins of the Father quest, the Vyrewatch outfit, that is what allows you to bank here. Whenever you don't have that full set equipped, the Vyrewatches will be permanently aggressive to you, so you pretty much just have to, yeah, unequip your Vyrewatch outfit, put on your best prayer gear, best melee gear, and then yeah, you're free to just AFK for a while. And probably the best thing to do if you're worried about maybe AFKing and missing a blood shard drop, that did nearly happen actually once for me, is to turn your valuable drop notifications on the game, or you can also turn Runelight on to notify you when you get a specific drop or a specific colour text for a drop. So the blood shard for me is in orange text, and that is yeah, it's about 8 mil at the moment. It was more than that, it was less than that. So I'll just run you through some basic information again. So if I got myself a Vampire Slayer task, or I felt like AFKing some Vyres, this is my setup. So I would use max melee gear and proselyte, and I believe Mythical Cape off task is better than Fire Cape, although if you're on task I believe Fire Cape is better, and gives one extra max kit. So yeah, the basic gear here, yeah, face guard instead of a Slayer helm or Nezi helm or whatever you want to use. You don't exactly have to be best in slot, you're not as worried about damage per second. As I said, yeah, use the Slayer helm. If you get a Vampire Slayer task, you can unlock them from certain Slayer monsters. Also disable them as well if you don't want to do any of these off task and never want to get assigned the task. So I put my gear on, use the Draken's Medallion to teleport there, and then just going to run up north. Just make sure you have the gear on here so none of them attack you in case the world you're on is full, as it does get quite busy sometimes, but it doesn't look just one person there. So as we were going to turn on auto retaliate, set our quick prez to pray melee and preserve, trigger super attack and a super strength, put on our gear and boom, AFK away, and turn our drop notifications on, and yeah, alch any drop that needs alching, I guess. They drop Addy plate legs, Addy plate bodies, rune kite shields, rune daggers, occasional rare drop table rune items too. And then the other kind of standard drops are coins, seeds every now and again, bolt tips, also U-logs and coal, which do sort of stack up if you're here for a while, which I've spent a few hours here on quite a few of my study days. It is extremely AFK. When your prayer does start to get a little bit low, it is time to use the altar and recharge your prayer for free. Well, you'll take a couple of damage. They demand a blood sacrifice, which, you know what, that's fair enough. Don't have to use any prayer potions at all. And yeah, restore your prayer back to full and AFK for another 7 minutes or however many prayer points you have. If you run out of potions and you need to bank, just equip your Vyrewatch gear, kill the last one, make sure none of the others are in attackable range. Sometimes they'll stack up a little bit and they won't lose their aggression. So yeah, none in attackable range, open the door and just keep your gear on the entire time to use the bank. They won't let you use it otherwise. And yeah, bank the various things that don't stack up, and or bank the stackables as well if you want. Get out some more potions, you might as well restore your prayer while you're here. And yeah, AFK again for another 8 minutes or so. Along with their regular drop table, the Vyrewatchers have a chance to drop the Blood Shard, which is worth about 8 million GP at the moment, and this is rolled as a separate drop to the main loot, so it is, according to the wiki, a flat 1 in 1,500, although judging by the loot at the end of this video, I might dispute that a little bit, but yeah, it's a very nice boost, along with the regular loot, which is okay in fairness anyway. So I killed 10,000 of these things. Yes, the majority of them were done off task, just as a very AFK passive money making activity. It's also kind of good melee training for the amount of effort, although I was maxed melee at the time, so it didn't really matter in that respect. But again, it's a nice alternative to Nightmare Zone if you kind of get a bit bored of doing that. Maybe come here if you've done the Sins of the Father quest. So what was my loot overall? Disappointing, unfortunately, just the 4 blood shards, and considering that is a drop rate of 1 in 1,500, would have expected a few more than that, maybe 6 or 7, maybe a few more, but yeah, unfortunately that's just how it is. In terms of the other loot, the vampire dust, I didn't pick any of that up, unfortunately, but that would increase the amount of time you'd have to bank a lot more. And then yeah, the alcohols, the blood runes, and the death runes, and the onyx bolt tip occasionally drop as well, making up the majority of that profit. I don't have the hard clue scrolls, unfortunately, as I kind of didn't track them at all at the time. And yeah, it'd be pretty hard to kind of work out which ones I sort of turned in for masters and which ones I actually did, but we're not going to include that in the final loot for this video. So yeah, the occasional rare drop table roll, got the old shield left half and dragon med helm in there, as well as some rare seed drops as well. But I wouldn't sort of worry about any of the rates for those seeds. It's kind of, as soon as you hit the table, you could get something pretty rare, and the blood shard is, as I said, rolled separately to the regular table. It's almost like, well, it's like a pet roll. It's a tertiary roll, I should say. But yeah, according to the wiki, 1 in 1500. Well, I'm not too sure about that overall, but you never know. Might kill another 1,000, and might get another 3 shards to balance out that perhaps unlucky RNG. But yeah. This was all tracked with RuneLite's Loot Logger plugin. You can find that in the plugin hub. I've used it for a lot of my videos so far, and all the stuff I put in my progress videos too. It is very good and will track all of your kills over time, regardless of whether you log in or not and whether you close the client or not. You can reset it to at any time, so if you ever want to, if I wanted to do another 10,000 kills and see if I got more lucky, I could certainly do that. So 73 mil looking at overall, probably a little bit less than that, as I didn't pick up the vampire dust. But yeah, the price of the blood shard very high, and considering it's kind of, you'd think easy to get one, or in terms of the kind of physical effort required, this makes for very generous AFK profit. The wiki estimates it to be about sort of 700, 800k, and even without getting the blood shard drop, it's kind of 300, 400k. So yeah, it's pretty nice overall. I recommend you give this a try, maybe unlock vampires from your Slayer Master and give them a slay. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was kind of meant to be a bit of a loot video and a kind of guide at the same time, and I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next video.